It's a beautiful morning, and when I looked out, I thought it's September and the garden is in its probably its last big flush of flowers, and it's perennial and it looks so pretty that I said, Reg, come on, let's just do it. But first of all, this is a surprise. This is a Verbena Banarenesis, and my compost probably had some of its seeds, but I love it when it shoots up like that. And I thought for sure that our planters I'd be digging these all out, but I'm going to give them another week or so because they're looking so good. But come on down, you can pan through, Reg, and you can see the simplest of things. Look down there closer, but the morning glories are doing their thing. They're now in bloom. It's cooler in the evenings, and they have filled the arbors, the trellis, and they're in bloom and they look gorgeous, and they're going to give me color till frost. The other thing is the tree formed a butterfly bush. The color is spectacular on this thing, and I don't have the tag from Doug. I'm going to have to text him and find out what is this variety, because it is beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous. This is its first real year of bloom. We've got all the cats with us today too. We have Midge, Mo, and the neighbor's Rip, who's become part of the family. But as you come down here, I am so impressed with how this perennial border looks. It's been so hot. The Japanese maple is showing a little bit of color. All of the pachysandra looks green and lush. Sedums are starting to turn pink. They're not getting scorched from the heat. And you can see that we're starting to see the color of the asters. And my phlox has stayed in bloom so much this summer. And I'm assuming that the better the heat, the better the bloom. We have more of the cleomes back behind there. This big surprise of the cosmos tree. The white's really stunning. But I am just so happy with how everything still looks green and lush. The zinnias, it's just worth coming out and looking at what September in Zone 6, West Virginia. We're on gardening on the West Fork. Everything looks very good. We had a big rain last week, and the ferns have all popped up, the hostas, the pots that I have put in here for this time of year for color. They're just looking fantastic. And I will take all the caladiums out. The impatiens, of course, they'll be in these pots until it frosts, but the color is lovely back in here. And as we walk towards the back of the garden, you'll see that that big pot's doing beautiful. This lovely little hanging pot with the perennial hostas and the ferns and that little bit of begonia, it's magnificent. And I get that from my view on the deck, and it draws your eye to the river, which I always tell you that that's so important. And if you hear the saws in the background, they will be here next week to take these big branches out. I just talked with John. I thought, you're not here today. I'm not ready for that. And he goes, no, next week is Climber 6. So you'll get to see that next week. So anyhow, we'll go down here, but the garden, look at these. Look at these caladiums. Again, these will be dug. I'll save them. I'll put them back in the garden for next year. And these astilbes have stayed in bloom forever. Right? Yeah.
No,
I know.
They haven't stayed in bloom.
No, but up in
Mackinac,
they were in bloom.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
In bloom.
No, but you know, don't hesitate to spray paint them. I'm pleased with that. The liriope, look at these nice little purple blooms. It's the little subtle things that you'll notice in your garden this time of year when you think everything's through blooming. It's not. These will be pretty in a little vase. And then here we go. Oh, look at this. I didn't see this. Yay. We're starting to get these blooms of my, from the Phipps Museum. The anemones are starting to pop out.
Is that from the Phipps?
This is from the Phipps. There'll be tons of white blooms to give me some color against this black fence. Loving it, loving it, loving it. And this has doubled since I put that in last year. But this pot is just amazing. I sometimes, as fall progresses, I will put that down on the river deck so that it really has a presence in the garden. But for now, it's just Beautiful. Loving it. I just, like I said, I'm so excited. Again, some more of Verbena Banarenesis. I don't mind the seeding. It doesn't bother me. It's so airy. It adds to the garden. We have a zinnia that probably came out of the compost too, just showing up here behind this pretty sweet little lavender, which I've gone in a couple times this year and just cut these off, and these could stand to be cut off. I like to dry them. I have several plants up by the rain barrel that I cut. And then look at my rose. It has taken a nice flush. My iceberg climbing rose has taken a nice flush of bloom. And I've cut some for a vase inside. And then when I stand back against my cutting garden,
Yeah, you know, you maybe judged that.
I judged that maybe a little too soon. It's a little wild, but I like it.
No, it looks great.
Yeah, so I still think, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's confusing when you come out and things look pretty this morning, and I don't know. Wild might be my look more than controlled. It's possible that that is my look. But I just wanted to get out here early this morning because it's so pretty to show you the simplest of things. I think the biggest thing this morning were my morning glories. When I looked there and I saw how lovely they were in bloom, and this wild looking cut flower garden, which I was ready to pull it out, but it's going to live here for a long time until it is cut back by the frost. But that is our garden in September, and I'm loving it until the frost takes it. And the pots all look beautiful too. I'm not going to go out front because the noise would be too distracting, but I'll take a snapshot and put it up there. So that's it for gardening on the West Fork, the September garden, and we'll see you in the next one, and it's probably going to be these limbs coming out. Thanks for watching. Bye.